Hello, ho, ho there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the end of year Only One Fans. I never got to do a Christmas episode of Only One Fans this year, which would have been yesterday. I'm filming this on the 24th of December, Christmas Eve, ladies and gentlemen. And I was aiming to do an Only One Fans for the 23rd. Yeah, Monday the 23rd. But I never got to do it because of all the stuff going on. I had to edit this video, which was the Christmas Day special. I had the Ghost arrive, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. So, being a busy guy, so unfortunately, I've had to put it back to today, which is the 30th of December. We might as well call it the final Only One Fans of the year. So there you are. And also, it's a good excuse or opportunity for me to now do something that I didn't do when I reviewed this. I would have pinned a comment to say this, but I never showed you one feature of this. Which is stupid, really, because it says that it's got not only the arena in here, and it's got the droid factory, and I even commented on the fact that it looks like the inside corridors that Obi-Wan stalks, but I forgot to mention this, which I think Babbling Booby on his video, he said, I don't know what that's for. Have you seen Star Wars? Have you not seen Attack of the Clones, Babbling Booby? Obviously that is the part of the droid factory, the bit when it retracts. Woo! Help me! She falls down. You got R2 and 3PO stood there, haven't you? But there's something else. It also said it was the secret hangar. That's what all this is about. You're gonna pay for all the Jedi you killed today, Dooku. Or whatever. That's what this is supposed to be. I didn't realise that, so I should really pay attention and look at the box, shouldn't I? But it's been a good year, folks. I am going to do an end of year special as well for tomorrow, the 31st, but this is just an Only One Fans. Stay tuned, folks. In this episode, I'm going to open a couple of figures. Going to answer a few questions as well. And I encourage you to leave a voice message for me to answer in the new year. Always good to hear your voices. The details are as follows for that.
Hello, Only One, me old mucker. Hoping you're keeping well. Just to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas, mate. Hope it's a good one. And you end up getting lots more toys, which no doubt you probably will. And all the very best for 2025. I've got to say, over the last few years, I've really enjoyed watching your channel grow. And I think you're doing an awesome job. Like I say, love your collection. Love you as a person. I really relate to you and what you do, whether it's Star Wars, Disney, or whatnot. So yeah, awesome stuff, mate. And long may that continue. All the best, pal. And take care and speak soon.
I'm going to start straight away, folks, and open a figure. This is something I have been saving for Only One Fans for the Christmas special. And it's this Boba Fett. There's nothing more appropriate than this. This is obviously the Boba Fett from the animated debut, the holiday special. It's the holiday special. I don't know if you've seen that. I find it very, very difficult to watch. I don't think I've ever watched it all the way through. I don't think it's very difficult to stomach. But this is a great figure. I picked this up, I think I got it from, I can't remember if it was eBay or when I went to Echo Base Live this year. But he's almost like he's a good guy in this scene, and then he, I am Boba Fett, and then he switches. No spoilers, which you expect really. A bounty hunter will do work for whoever's got that. So I think it's time we open this. Should we just do it, folks, ladies and gentlemen? Boy! Oh, that was a bad one. I haven't done that for a while. The last few things I've been opening have been precious, so... Oh my god.
Bruh.
What the hell am I doing? Come on, man. Oh, yeah! That's how you do it, man. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. So, Boba Fett, the animated series. This is the first time I've ever opened a Fett, or owned a Fett, that looks like this. It's got this design. Even the one from the TVC one from Droids looks quite like this. I think it's got the same colour scheme. So here you have the coin there. Great. Alright. Backpack. Let's see if we can work out what mold this is. I'd say... Yeah, that's... You can't articulate. Can you tell? Rangefinder does articulate. Oh yeah, I know. This is the mold that's the VOTC mold that... Yeah. Just a good one to add to your Fett collection. Yeah, so as I say, that's the first time I've opened a Fett. I prefer this one to the prototype one, the all white one, although it's kind of nice looking. It doesn't belong in anything, not even no canon whatsoever. And I know this is just a cartoon, but... And do you know what I love about this fork thing? That was carried over into the Mandalorian with Din Djarin, with that rifle of his, the disintegrator. It's very biblical, isn't it? It's like the Neptune, almost like a trident, a bident. There you are. There he is. Nice. I like that. Really pleased to get that open. Oh, do you know what's a bonus as well? Nice deep peg holes, as things used to be. Right, I'm going to go and get something else that was a gift of mine. This came from a colleague of mine who's also a really good friend. Leslie Go. Wait, Go. She gave me this, which is just incredible. She's made that herself. I don't know how long it takes to do these, but she does. It's like a hobby of hers. And look at that. Like a mosaic, isn't it? All tiny little beads. You can zoom in. The classic, pixels almost. But look at that. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that. So this was absolutely incredible. When I opened this was a gift to me from her. And that is awesome. I don't have much Star Wars stuff downstairs, but that is definitely getting put on the wall downstairs. Look at that. And even further away. Ain't that amazing? Look at it in a case and everything. So thank you so much for that, Leslie. Brilliant. And also my friend Matty, he's a good friend of mine, he sent me this. Boom, let's have a look at that. And I think he got it ages ago from Sports Direct. There's people trying to punt it on the internet. Scalper prices, £50 people are asking for this. But the reason I wanted it was because of this droid right here. So I went back to Galaxy's Edge this summer, but unfortunately, like an idiot, I didn't see that droid. And I didn't see Hondo either, because I kind of forgot to do that. Let's have a look at Hondo and Arco. There's Hondo there. There's an animatronic, a full-sized animatronic of Hondo in the queue for Smuggler's Run, and I've been on that ride a few times, but I always did the single rider because you get straight into the ride. Literally, it's 60 seconds and you're in. And then I kind of forgot about going into the main queue, seeing him and the droid. But I'm going to open this for you now as well. The other droids that come with it, the other figures that come with it are that 5POA Boba Fett, which I can't recall seeing that one before. There was one that came with a Han Solo. I'm not sure if it's the same one as that. It looks like he's got a wider stance. This IG-88, I definitely have that, and also that the Bosk, I definitely have. They came with I think in the Rebels line, I'm pretty sure, and I have them somewhere. got them inside my barge, actually. They're in the barge. And then this Django is actually one of my favourite Django figures. There now, up on the balcony. That's the brand new deluxe Django, which is an awesome figure, which blows them all out of the water. But I'm sensing that this one here is this one. And that one came in Saga Legends, I think, in the 5POA era. You could get him single packed or double packed. I think he came with Mace Windu in a 2-pack. So anyway, enough about that. I might try and endeavour to repack these, Matty, like recard them, do a custom TVC card back, an alternative. But for now, let's get this droid open. And his name is, let's show you the back of the packaging. It is R5P8 Django Boba Boscan IG88 as discussed. Let me give you a quick close-up. If you want to pause, you can have a read of that. It's in multi-language. There you go. So it's very clever. I was explaining to Matty, who doesn't collect. He just saw this and bought it. But I was explaining how with this set of figures, nobody was really interested in 5POA at that point. They'd already been out for years. We'd got past it. Then they brought these back out, but they did it in a very clever way. They repacked a droid with every other 4 figures. And, you know, if you really, really wanted the droid, you'd buy the lot, wouldn't you? So it's a bit of a sneaky move by Hasbro, huh? But very clever. Clever girl. So let's get these guys open. But this droid was of interest because I thought, I like R5 droids and I wanted to give my Hondo a pal. And they've all stayed in. Look at that, they're tightly packed. It's nice just to see weathered droids like this. And I'll keep them in the packaging for now. I don't need them. Keep them safe and secure. But here is R5P8. Look at his custom teeth as well. Nicely weathered. Look at that wash on him. Very good. And alrighty, nice. I'm quite happy with that. And let's get Hondo next to him. Oh, you need to get that coaxium. Recruits. Or whatever. It's quite a good ride, that. There they are. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen. That is the opening segment of this show. I thought I'd start off this episode with Only One fans with the opening. Why not? There you have it. Thank you, Matty. Thank you, Leslie Go, for my lovely R2 and 3PO picture. And of course, there you go. That's for you, Lara. I've opened that for you. I bet you've already got that one loose, haven't you? I'd be surprised if you didn't. Alrighty, folks. Boom.
Hi Nick, David Radio Stevens here with another question for your Only One Fan show. I was absolutely fascinated to watch you open the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Revenge of the Jedi Death Star. Thank you for recording that. That was really fascinating. My question relates to that. So if Hasbro were to do another one of those Comic-Con exclusives, and it was a large pack like the Death Star pack, what form would you want it to take? What would be the theme of that pack? And what sort of figures would you like to see inside the pack? Hopefully it would be available to everyone to purchase through Hasbro Pulse. But what sort of thing would you love to see them do that's similar to that amazing Death Star? Thanks for all you do, Nick, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.
Well, thanks for your question, David, and it's a hell of a good question, really difficult to answer. So starting off by thinking about the SDCC set, and I know that immediately you think of, let's just write down there the packaging, you think of Return of the Jedi, but really it's very much a Star Wars set. Two of the card backs are on New Hope card backs. Well, I know they're Return of the Jedi, or Revenge, but the image is from A New Hope. Like same with the Vader, but, oh sorry, the Vader's up there. And then you think of Empire Strikes Back when it comes to the Boba Fett, because it's a rollover card back. It's originally, and you see Boba Fett first in Empire Strikes Back. Then you got the mouse droid, which you see mainly firstly in A New Hope. The rest of it is geared up to Return of the Jedi. You've got, the Endor hand specifically. You've got the Luke, where is he? Endor capture Luke. Then you've got Slave Leia. All of these figures, I think were out. If you couldn't get them in the SDCC set, you could get them in the regular lines, except for the mouse droid and Salacious. You weren't tearing your hair out, really. You could get hold of these figures elsewhere, except for the mouse droid and Salacious, as I say. So, when you ask that question, what would I want? My imagination immediately went to Tatooine and A New Hope, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be awesome if they did some kind of Sandcrawler set, and in that set you got, maybe you could have a revision of some stuff you've got before already, so it would be less hassle on Hasbro to have to do tooling or whatever to make these things. You could have a bit of R5D4, you could have a bit of that, you could have a Jawa, and then you could introduce a couple of figures like Owen and Beru. Wow. That would be great, wouldn't it? I mean, and then again, we're having this whole Return to Tatooine thing. But that was just the way my mind went for A New Hope. But they could either put them on alternative card backs, maybe in an exclusive SDCC set, or whatever. There's infinite numbers of things they could do. I mean, when it came to, I thought to myself, you could do a little Bespin, but they've already done that. They've done a Bespin set, haven't they? They did the Carbonite set, but inside that, you got a different set of figures. You got a very much, again, exclusively to Star Wars style of, or run of figures, one from each of the 6 films. And then they gave you a wild card, they gave you the Carbonite Jar Jar. So they've proven in the past that each of these sets do have something very exclusive in them. You got that with the Carbonite set. You got this Mouse Droid and Salacious in the Death Star set. So for now, given there's been no mention of Beru and Owen anywhere, they would be my 2 wild cards that you get in that SDCC set. But then again, you better damn get one, because if you don't, you're paying thousands like I did to get that. Would have been a lot cheaper if I'd decided to get it years ago, but still, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. They could do a number of different things, David. They could do something prequels centric. Have it in like the Jedi Temple, like a little kind of thing, like a cardboard, I don't know, something like that, but maybe the Jedi Council Room or something. Man, your imagination goes wild. I'm actually going to leave that to anyone who would like to leave a comment with an idea for a set like the SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con, Revenge of the Jedi set, or the Carbonite Freezing Chamber set. What else could they do? I thought maybe they could do like something like that with the Homestead, maybe. I said the Sandcrawler before, but the Homestead, it would be interesting to see if they did anything like that again. I don't see why not. Maybe if the Vintage Collection were to finish, they could go out with a Blaze of Glory and do another set of some kind where they incorporate figures that we've never had before, or going back to this set here, that there is an easy job for them. Every single figure in that was a repack, but they did it on an alternative card back, and that was the unused or experimental, was it, packaging that was going to be the intentional kind of card back in the day. It's a beautiful card back. It'll be interesting to see if they had any alternative card backs from the era, the Kenner era, prototype card backs that never were used. Any more designs out there would be interesting to see. So I don't know, man. I've bambled on about that for a long time. It's a really good question, David Radio Stevens. And I would like to hear what other people have to say on it. In fact, David Radio Stevens, I'm still on your question, and this is a full 24 hours later after I did that last segment you saw me filming there, attempting to answer it. I just had an idea of something else they could do, which we've talked about for a long time. In fact, I've not thought about this for ages. But speaking of an easy job for them, but something we'd all get a kick out of, it would be this, wouldn't it? The Power of the Force 2. You know, they only ever did this one here, and our imaginations ran wild back in 2018-19. I totally thought they would go down this route and do something like this, but they still could, couldn't they? They could just repack figures. And then look at all these other things they've done with coins on, man. This Ewoks nonsense. I don't like these at all, really. And they did the droids ones as well. I don't know who asked for them, but they did it. But really, people we want this. I can't remember who else was in that line. The last 17, it was loads of characters. R2 was in there, wasn't he? So that's just the closest R2 I've got to hand. But you get a modern R2 in there. Where are you, modern R2? I had one the other day. Yeah, here we go. So you get that in there. Wow, can you imagine that, Tim? Are you watching Tim from Boston Bounty? David Radio Stevens, are you listening? Are you digging that idea? I think that would be awesome, and I think, to be honest, I'd love them to do that in the main line, to be honest, so we can all get hold of it as opposed to it being an exclusive set where we'd all scramble and worry about getting it. But that's just another idea, man, and that came from you know, thinking about your question. I was just editing, to be honest, and then I thought about that, and I haven't considered Power of the Force cards for ages, years now, but that is something they still could do, and they should do it, especially if they were going to end this line. That would be one set of variants I would love to pick up. The only problem would be Anakin Skywalker. What would they do for him? What would they cheat? That's interesting. Would they go off on one and then follow George's suit, and then they would have, if I can find him, there he is. Bear with me. This is like an alternative expanded universe variation of Revenge of the Sith Anakin. That's the concept art, but that's the best head so far we've got for Revenge of the Sith Hayden. They could do that, couldn't they? I hate the fact that Hayden Christensen was in Return of the Jedi. That was a lousy idea, George Lucas. The fact that he died and redeemed an old man but regenerated as a young man. What? Cobblers. Makes no sense. Sebastian Shaw's the man, really. That was my Anakin redeemed when I was a kid. But I don't know if Hasbro would make... Or would they? That could be like your wild card in the set, couldn't it? You know, they've got like one figure in all these sets that they have to make. Though having said that, the mouse droid was probably a repack, and so was the Salacious was as well. But making the small cards was, I suppose, an initiative in itself. The only exclusive figure really of those two sets was the Carbonite Jar Jar, which wouldn't be too difficult to make, would it? It's the block with the sculpt of Jar Jar in it. I don't know, man. But yeah, Sebastian Shaw could be made just to tribute the old boys, the people over 40 and 50. But then the other characters, can't think off the top of my head. There's loads of people. Oh my God, Simalu's in there, isn't he? Is that right? Simalu is the last 17? Drop them in the comments, folks. If you're watching live, give us some names or drop them in the comments. But there's loads of characters. I think that Endor Luke's in that, isn't he? I'm totally freestyling here, folks. Endor Luke. There he is. He's in that. They could repack him. Get that on a Power of the Force card back. Oh, I love that idea. My God, I have really babbled on there, folks. I had other questions to answer, which I'll see if I can get onto any of them now. But David Radio Stevens, that is the question that keeps on giving. And if you do like to hear me waffling off the top of my head, you're getting it now, folks, but still interesting indeed. Hello there, so this is the morning after. And just to wrap this episode up, folks, we're gonna have a look at this. I actually can't believe that this is 2 years ago that I got this. So thank you, Gianni and Greg. Thank you for your amazing generosity, lads. It's totally appreciated that they gifted me this, which is just amazing, and it was my top thing for 2022. So that reminds me, tomorrow, folks, there's going to be a video, the best of 2024, not just figures, but just everything to do with this channel and Star Wars that's been related to it. That's going to be tomorrow, so check that out. My top 10 of 2024, and 2 years ago this was my top thing, so it's appropriate that I have a look at it now. But before that, I just want to say a few things. Oh, this is brilliant, this book, look at it. I want to say thank you to Reno as 22, who became a member 15 days ago. That was during the live stream, so I do apologize, man. I haven't even added you to the end credits of this channel yet, so I apologize. That will be something I'll do in the new year. And you're a knight, so at night level you have joined, so that means I think after a couple of months you will get an Only One Kenobi patch. Is there one available for me to grab and show you? Aha, there is one in here. There's always one close by. So thank you for that. And also Richard Diaz, who dropped a super thanks on my Christmas special, which was the Geonosis Battle Arena video. Thank you. I mean, he's a member as well. He's already a member, so I appreciate that. You know, generosity again. It's always appreciated, and thank you so much. It's just so kind, Richard, man. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you too. And here is the last 17. That's awesome, isn't it? Power of the Force, one wave. So you've got Luke and R2. I don't know what they could do, man. I think that they could easily. I'd be quite happy if they did a load of different figures. Here's the last 17 right here. I'd be happy if they did a load of characters that never came on a Power of the Force card. You know what I mean? That would be awesome. But that's pretty cool to see them. It's a brilliant book, this. You know, if you can get hold of it, do. Look how thick it is as well. There's so much information in here. I'm still looking at the Power of the Force line here. 244 to 257. Wow, there's a big fold out there. Look at this, man. It's incredible, isn't it? Amazing. They still need to do him. That's Barada, technically, which is very like Kithaba. And we've had him, but they could repack him. They could do it. Power of the Force. Come on, Stevie. Mr. Stevie. Get it done, man. That'd be awesome. That could be done. That could be your wild card. Still to do it, but they will do that. There he is. Well, she. No, it's a she, isn't it? Evie is a she. Female. Never misgender the droid. That's a wide open debate as well. I always talk about the A-Wing pilot and who they could do in the modern line. Warwick there, that's an interesting one. Imperial Dignitary. And of course Yak Face, we already have that, which is just amazing. So they might not choose to do that one again because of the fact that we have it, or had it in the barge. So I don't know how they're going to work around that, but still, you know, it's potential to do some figures in that line. I'd love to see Boba Fett done, you know what I mean? It could be done. Anyway, that's a fascinating topic, is it not? I'd love to see a Stormtrooper. I'd love to see all of these. Vader done again. God, repack City, that innit? But we'd all love it. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but I certainly would. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this. I do apologise. I've kind of gone over time, which means that I had a few comments I wanted to answer. There was a few people, lots of comments about lights and sounds for that. I will get into that in the next video. It will not be that long before I do another Only One Fans. The last episode was Halloween, so that's 2 months ago, which is a long time. I never got to do one at the beginning of December, sadly, but I will do another one soon. I know sometimes I come out with empty promises. I'll say I'll do this, that, the other, and I don't do it, but I will do that because I've got lots of comments that I've screenshotted and I want to answer. And please do leave a voice message. I prefer to receive them. I like to hear your voice. At the minute, this is just a little bit of a prototype thing here. These came from my garage. I just thought I'd try and see if they worked as a pedestal for some vehicles. It's just a little bit of you get a bit of a behind the scenes look, folks. But look at that over there, the morning light shining through the Razor Crest. That's brilliant. But we'll talk about that topic of lights and sounds another time. I won't get into that yet, but I do have thoughts on it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of lights and sounds, that baby's well kitted out. But let's get Anakin off the top. He's making me nervous. Thank you for watching and Happy New Year. And thank you to the new channel members and the super thanks from my man, Richard Diaz. I appreciate that, man. Much appreciated. Until next time, do check out my end of year video tomorrow on the 31st. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Only One Kenobi. Only one.